Lil Man West, 2202, Orange County. I grew up on Harbor and Westminster. That's right on the borderline of Westminster, Santa Ana, and Garden Grove, right in the line. And there's a lot of gang activity right there too, you know what I mean? You got like Hard Times, Santa Anita, Lopers, Fifth Street, you know what I mean? All kind of Hispanic gangs around us too. And I mean, there's a lot of Asian gangs too, don't get me wrong. V-Boyz, Asian boys, you got T.O.P., Playboys, We Don't Care. Well, We Don't Care is a Cambodian gang, but they're Asian too, you know what I mean? They're the one that beef it a lot with the Hispanic gang, which is right around the street right here. And with us being right here, it could be a problem too, you know what I mean? Just for me being Asian. That's how we catch the beef, because we're cool with one Asian gang and then they get into some shit. And then here we are now, you know what I mean? Now we're part of the mix somehow and shit. Just recently, it wasn't even gang related. It was a Vietnamese girl downtown Santa Ana, Kim Pham, rest in peace, you know what I mean? She got stomped out by some Hispanic folks, and that kind of stirred up a little racial tension right there, you know what I mean? But I also grew up with some Hispanic folks too, because me being in Santa Ana too, I know a lot of Hispanic people, you know what I mean? I have love for them, but not all of them was cool with me, you know what I mean? And that could be a problem for my Hispanic friends too, but we don't kick it like that. I went to Santiago High, which is Eastside Garden Grove, borderline Santa Ana. And then I graduated from juvenile hall. I spent like a year in there, 17 to 18, juvenile hall. I got caught with possession of firearm, you know, with that bullshit, running around with a loaded gun and shit.
How did you get caught with the gun?
Fuck, it was stupid, right? I was on some drugs and shit. I was like 17, I was all doped out and shit. And fucking, I went to go to a spot where I know my enemies usually kick it at. But I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna go in there, you know what I mean? I don't give a fuck, I'm 17, you know what I mean? Ain't nothing gonna stop me. I think I'm like Superman and shit with a 45, you know what I mean? Turns out there was a robbery at that spot, like a couple minutes ahead, and some cops came, and I'm in there with a loaded gun, and this motherfucker come in, and he pulls everybody out, and I had a loaded gun on me, you know what I mean? So that kind of fucked everything off right there.
Did they try to link you to the robbery?
Yeah, they did, but they couldn't pin us, because I didn't do no robbery, you know what I mean? But I had the gun on me, yeah. Yeah, they charged me with that shit.
Now, why does a 17-year-old kid feel that he has to walk around with a loaded 4.5?
I got shot at the corner of my mama's house. Right on the corner, like 2 days after my birthday when I was 14, by a Hispanic gang. I'm not even gonna say what gang, but you know, a Hispanic gang. They ambushed me, 4 gunmen. It was like 2 in the morning, I was coming home, and then they just popped out right at the corner of my mom's house and shit, and they just started unloading on me. I got shot, and then ever since that day, because my house, we didn't have no phone line, no cell phones, nothing like that, you know what I mean? In order to get a hold of somebody, you gotta get your ass to the payphone, you know what I mean? So every time I walk to a payphone, I always had to have a gun on me, because like I said, we're not territorial, but we were living in a territorial gangs neighborhood, you know what I mean? And I had to protect myself. Fuck that shit, I ain't gonna get shot again. It's nothing like life-threatening. I got shot in my arm and my leg, but it was at point blank. And if it wasn't a hollow point, the doctor said I would have lost my arm and my leg and shit, you know, because it was so close to my bone. I took one of the bullets out myself after I got shot because I couldn't believe it. I was like, what the fuck is this? And I pulled out the bullet. I was like, oh, hell no. This shit is real. So, yeah. As we grew up, let's see, 11 years old, we were fist fighting. 13-year-old, we were fist fighting. And then next, you know, the next year, we were shooting at each other. The whole ball game just flipped once the first bullet flew, you know what I mean? It became a little war zone. I turned my life into a positive way, you know what I mean? I focus my life on my music now. I mean, all the shit I rap about, it's not, some of it's current, a lot of it is my past, you know what I mean? So I wouldn't say it's anything incriminating, I mean, you know. I just want to be heard. It's not that hard to like let people know about the lifestyle, especially from a Vietnamese cat. Like you said, that's the stereotype. Everybody think, oh, Vietnamese rich, smart, come from rich family, mama and dad buy the car, Hell nah. That shit ain't true for shit, you know what I mean? They got you guys fucked up. that ain't true, you know what I mean? I was homeless for 2 years. And now I'm not balling, but I'm doing better, you know what I mean? I was homeless for 2 years. I used to live, running up and down these streets right here. I used to rob people for fucking money and shit, you know what I mean? Not having a father figure has a lot to do with it, you know what I mean? Just like any other family, you need both parents, you know? But my mom, I give her props. She did a really good job. Cause I know now, you know?
Do you know anything about who your dad is?
Yeah. I know he's butt fucked somewhere, not giving a shit. I know that about him.
How common is it, even in the Asian community, that a lot of guys are being raised by their moms only?
Very common, my man, very common. I mean, I would say 8 out of 10 families out in Westminster. We came together because we all came from a broken family, you know what I mean? I got homies who don't have moms and dads, who murder suicide, you know? Who don't have his parents since he was 7 years old and shit, you know? I have homies where fucking infidelity shit caused the third party to come and smoke the whole family, you know? And he's the only one that's living. But my boy's doing 40 to life right now. Because all that anger, you know what I mean? We do come from broken families out here. It's nothing to be proud of, but it's something that you best believe. I first tried meth at 13 years old. I've been on the streets since I was 9. That's when I got introduced to it. I was a runaway at 9 years old, and then I started drinking, started smoking, and then years later, when around like I'm 13, the fucking meth pipe came around. That's when it's still powder and shit, you know what I mean? None of that crazy shit now, but I took my first hit and it was a wrap. That shit got me until I was like 17 in jail, came out, relapsed again, and I became homeless. And that's why I picked up crack right there when I was about 18, 19 years old. I picked up crack. I was in that crack game for like 6 months. That's like the 6 months of hell right there. I'm talking about motherfuckers giving you your car and shit, you know what I mean? Like just for some crack, like that's some crazy shit right there, you know? Got lawyers becoming broke. And I'm over here just trying to make a quick sale, you know what I mean? Just get off the streets. But then I picked up a habit and it's square one again.
Now, how were you able to get off the crack? Did you have to go through a program, or did you just figure it out on your own?
Just the will of being homeless, the will of having nothing but that fucking addiction. I mean, if that's not good enough for anybody to stop, I don't know what the fuck is if you value your life, you know what I mean? Fucking, I've been shot, been stabbed. I'm not gonna lose my life to crack. Fuck this shit. There's still a reason I'm here, you know what I mean? And there's a reason why we're out here right now. First of all, you gotta stay away from the people who do it, because they're not gonna help you for shit. You know what I mean? And really, it's all on yourself. How bad do you want it? Just like anything in life, how bad do you want it? You know, if you want it bad enough, I bet you can get it. I'm not gonna sit here and say you can't do it, even no matter how bad of a crack addict you are. If you feel like you can do it, fucking do it. You know what I mean? I've been there, done it. I'm not here to put anybody down. I'm here to bring people up. You know what I'm saying?
So when you got to Los Padrinos, what was that like?
It was nothing.
That's jail.
Yeah, I mean, it was nothing though. I mean, it was cool. So I have to feed my kids. I have to take them to school. I have to, you know, before I was doing illegal shit, so I didn't have no job. So at that time, I was getting fast money, and I could do whatever the fuck I want.